Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Jeff Meacham Network and my exclusive recap and review of the weekend up in Las Vegas. You see it behind me for SummerSlam weekend. Fun weekend. I enjoyed the weekend. A lot to talk about, and I have not really had the opportunity much to talk about Punk. I kind of did on my stream that I did from the hotel room. So I'll briefly say once again, I'm glad to see CM Punk is back. Very happy to see him back in the world of professional wrestling, and time will tell what that means for AEW and for the business at large. So, first of all, Daniel says, my birthday is today, and I should take over 36 delivered. SummerSlam was good. SmackDown was so-so, and Rampage was great. Happy birthday, Daniel. I did see your comment in Aaron's show that it's your birthday, so happy birthday, sir. Glad to have you along for the ride here. Walter Cruz says, that's where I stayed. I went to Vegas Four Queens. That's where we stayed. It was a great hotel. Can't give them enough praise. Brandon says, what's up, Jeff? Good to see you made it over here. And Kevin says, WWE coming to Sacramento for Raw October 18th. And, of course, Miss Bailey. Thank you. So good to see her last night before I had to come home. It's one of those things where I hate going out there only because I know I have to say goodbye to friends and family and leave and come right back home again. But such is life when you do what we do, right? So, happy birthday, she's drinking in advance. Happy birthday, sir. Very, very good. Can I pin this? I don't know how to do that if I do. Let's see. Nope, can't do that. Okay. Anyway, so happy birthday to C-String coming up. Happy birthday to Daniel today. And welcome everybody else who was at Aaron's channel, who is now over here. I greatly appreciate everybody coming in today. I unfortunately did not get the chance to recap SummerSlam. Let me not bullshit. I didn't do the stream yesterday because I was mad at how things went on a different level than I was meaning. I made it sound like I was angry at the outcome of the show's main event. That's not what it was. So I was unprofessional, and it was my fault, and I didn't take better stock of myself. So I'm sorry I was not there, but here I am. So Daniel says I turned 37 when NXT turns 36. Well, there you go. It's pretty cool. Takeover turns 36. Excuse me. So for those of us that were there live at the show and for people watching on the kickoff show, they had the first match, which was Big E against Baron Corbin, basically for control of the briefcase, the Money in the Bank contract. Corbin had stolen it from Big E, but he was never officially labeled Mr. Money in the Bank. The title still remained with Big E, and it remains so after the match. Big E regains the briefcase, and I don't know how much it showed on TV, but he started making out with the briefcase again. It's like, oh, geez, Biggs, I love you, brother. So that was kind of cool. And let's see. Walter Cruz says, Jeff, I know Reigns versus Brock was teased, but we saw that before. Do you think it would be a good idea to have Heyman convince Brock to challenge Lashley for the WWE Championship, and Heyman can manage both? I'm more intrigued by having Paul having to choose. Intrigues me much more. Blake, once again, with a super chat from Down Under, Australia, $8. Thank you, sir. Hi, Jeff. Hope your weekend was good. I only watched the last few matches of SummerSlam and thought it was okay. I still can't get over CM Punk returning. Yeah, I have yet to sit down and watch Rampage the whole way through. I kind of half watched NXT, and I feel bad because I did want to see TakeOver, but it didn't work out that way. It's very tired, so I will try to watch all three shows. I do want to watch SummerSlam back from a television perspective. I had people asking me letter grades. It's a whole other difference. It's a whole experience when you're there watching than it is when you're watching on TV. So once I get through the letter grades, which will be on tomorrow's episode of Talk Wrestling, which again will cover wrestling history in Sin City in Vegas, and that'll be fun. That'll be a fun show. So there is that. Anyway, the first match. Oh, Matt Helms. Let's see. Brendan says I loved Paul's reaction to Brock showing up. Again, a lot of shit was going down with me yesterday. I think I was the only person sitting down when Brock came out. But anyway, we'll get there. Stay on topic, guys. Matt Helms, the $10 super chat. Thank you, Matt. I was SummerSlam. Oh, I missed you. I'm sorry, Matt. We'll have to get together next time. There's a card we can both be at. I know Money in the Bank is coming to the stadium in July 4th weekend, so have to maybe plan for then. So the show officially opened with the Raw Tag Team title match as RK Bro challenged AJ Styles and Omos, the Colossus, if you will, and much to my chagrin, Rated RKO. I did something Aaron did last night in his recap. RK Bro are the new Raw Tag Team Champions, and it actually seems like they're going to be a team that goes the distance and actually does stick together. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how that all works out. Very, very curious because I was dead set on Randy dropping him on his head, and he didn't. And I was even more sure of them losing and Riddle turning, and it didn't happen. So I am officially going to say right here and now that I am going to stop ragging on Riddle, at least on the streams. I might do it privately when only my poor dad can hear me bag on the kid. But until they prove me wrong, they're a great team. So there you go. Daniel, we'll get to your question in a minute. I do want to talk about the drama that was going on technology-wise yesterday. And Walter, I'll get to your thing at the end. So stay tuned for those, both of you guys. Thank you. Next matchup was Alexa versus Eva Marie. Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie, I should say. Eva Marie, of course, accompanied by Piper Niven at ringside. No real surprise. Under 4 minutes, Alexa gets the win. Piper steals the robe from Eva Marie, announces there's a loser, and walks off with her robe. So hopefully we're at the point where we're going to stop calling her Dewdrop and actually acknowledge that she's a mega star women's division wise over in the UK and can be here if they just freaking let her. But Alexa wins, beats Eva Marie. I'm a happy boy. Damian Priest faced Sheamus for the U.S. Championship. Again, a better match than I anticipated. And I know I like both these guys. I like their in-ring work. I like their presentation. I just didn't expect a match as good as we got. And the outcome did not surprise me. Damian Priest was on the cusp of, if he didn't win a big match, what do you do with him? And he did. So very cool to see him as the new United States champion, or as that poor lost interviewer. I forget who it was now. Forgive me if you're a fan of hers. I don't remember her name. I apologize. But she called it the WWE National Championship, and I'm thinking somewhere out there, Billy Corgan and the Bear just laughing their asses off because that's too damn funny. But yes, he is the new United States champion, and he will go forward carrying the mid-card championship over on Monday night for the foreseeable future. We also saw the Intercontinental champion Shinsuke Nakamura last night, but it was for a Rick Boogs rock out segment and to make Pat McAfee pop like only he can. And it was fun watching it. I enjoyed the Nakamura thing. It was funny, but we'll get to what happened after in just a moment. So then the Usos successfully defended the SmackDown tag titles against Rey and Dominic, the Mysterio family, father and son. No heel turn from Dom, which surprised me. I guess they don't think that Dom is ready to take that step, which, again, I know work for WWE. I don't, I have experience as a fan of 30 years, but I don't know the kid's training level. I don't know, where he's at. I like to see it for just the nostalgia part of it, the coolness of it, as far as father versus son. It's always a great story, but I don't know where he's at in his training, so maybe that's why they held off. Walter says about the previous match, I didn't see this just now. I apologize, Walter. I was surprised Eva actually wrestled, and I'm happy for Priest too. Bad the title didn't mean much to Vince. It doesn't mean, well, okay. I don't know if it means much to Vince. Is that my thought process is that they try to get celebrity interviewers in. They had Mario Lopez interview Orton Riddle, which I have a bias with Mario Lopez. I've loved him on Saved by the Bell. I love him on his show, The Extra. And he's a great guy. I met him a couple times at City Walk State Championship. He's a really nice guy. So I have a hard time ragging on him. But the other interviewer, the lady who you could tell she was in her world, she wasn't prepared to deal with. She has no idea what she was doing. And I don't know if that's necessarily you can lay that at Vince's feet or not. I think that's just people being prepared for the task they've been assigned, and that's not Vince's fault. Yes, the buck ultimately stops with Vince, but there's a whole production team tier that trickles down before you get to the girl messing up the name of the titles. So, and then we had what was supposed to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Sasha, of course, in the role of the challenger against Bianca, who had won the title back at WrestleMania in the SB award-winning match between the two of them. And as had been rumored all weekend, all week actually, Sasha was not cleared. She was not able to compete, and the crowd started to buzz. And then the ring announcer stated that we would have Carmella versus Bianca instead. And out came Carmella to her music. And I mentioned this on social media when Denise Salcedo talked about it last night. The air was sucked out of that place so fast, you just thought there was a giant vacuum over our heads. It was just bad, really bad. And Bianca cut this promo on Carmella saying, I can deal with wait for Sasha, but I'm going to kick your butt right now. And I was looking down on my screen ready to tweet something out. And here it came. The music came. There's Becky. Oh, my God. It's funny. Denise last night said she's been a part of going to live shows her entire life, has never heard something that loud. I've only been to a few stadium shows. I've been to a lot of shows in the arenas like the Staples Center, the Honda Center, of that nature. So it's really, I feel that statement's a relative to where you are. The loudest pop I've ever heard wrestling-wise within an arena environment was without question Stone Cold Steve Austin's return off air in 2003 after he'd been gone since June. He came back out at Staples in the lead up to No Way Out. Nobody but us got him until the DVD came out, which is so cool. I did not hear a chant that loud personally myself inside Staples Center until 9 years later when the Kings won the Stanley Cup. So that's how loud it was. Stadium wise, there were a lot of things last night that got mega pops, but Becky was definitely the first major crowd explosion of the night. It was very cool to see. Even my dad was happy. My dad, he's a casual fan. He'll watch with me, and he enjoys the outings we take going stuff like this. But he has always liked Becky Lynch, and he was legitimately happy she was back. I put the pictures up of he and I both with her at Mick Foley's comedy thing a few years back, and I said, I'm not even hating that I got trolled. Welcome back, Becky. And it was such a cool moment. And then the bell rang because a reign that had gone on for over almost 5 months was done in 27 seconds. And people are just so mad about this and flipping out. Oh, they buried Bianca. Becky, she's trash. It's like, and I love that. I love what Virtue. Let me see if I can find Virtue's tweet because I want to read it verbatim. I know I don't quote Virtue very often or really give him enough credit for actually, having a clear perspective on stuff like this, but sometimes he just really gets it and he understands, what the process is without even really outright stating it, right? So let me just see if I can. Here we go. This is about 4 hours ago. He said, think about this, folks. The people that are saying Bianca is buried, well, they are the ones that will make it feel like she's buried by saying that and spreading it all over the internet. Counterproductive marks. Again, I don't like using the M word, but he's 100% right. Anytime people say, "Oh, they bury this," you guys make that choice. Whether she's pushed down the card into obscurity or you rise up, you give her that Daniel Bryan thing where you boost her back up. Like, no, this was not right. What was done to her, and we need to take a stand. And I saw some people playing the race car, which I thought was very poor taste. It really had nothing to do with the fact that she's black, white, purple, green, whatever. It's the fact that Becky was back. So she's Becky did not deserve the shit that she got last night at all. And I was very disappointed in a lot of people on social media for taking that on her when she's doing what the booking says. Not her fault. Walter says, I thought they were going to do a triple threat and Carmelo was out there to take the pin, but man was not wrong. Yeah, a lot of people thought that. And then our buddy James, who actually, I think James, if I'm remembering James, you're the one that designed our NoDQ.com Instagram, which we appreciate, of course. Becky went out of her way to hang out with me and my then wife when we recognized her at Universal Studios before her debut. Spent 2 hours with us. I will always have the soft spot because this is back in 2013. Like I said, my dad and I met Becky at McFoley's stand-up routine or one-man show out in Pasadena a few years ago. What a lovely lady. She's a wonderful person. And like I said, didn't deserve any of the BS that was lobbed her way last night. Okay, cool. That's what I thought, James. Thank you. So after that craziness, we had another very short match. From what I can say, it looks like it was the shortest men's match of the night. Yeah. So Drew McIntyre defeats Jinder Mahal. We all expected that, right? So there was that. No real surprise there. Charlotte regains the Raw Women's Championship, which makes me very happy. 14 times. Woo! She defeats, of course, Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. I thought it was a really good match. I love the entrances. Nikki's got a lot of praise. Whatever you want to believe about this character, this ASH thing of hers, she's really embracing it, and she's really doing everything she can to get it over. I'm very, very happy about that for her. But Charlotte doing Charlotte things, and now we've got Charlotte as the champion on Raw and Becky on SmackDown. And Sasha, as far as Walter, the question, who has the question? Yeah, I don't know if Sasha has the COVID-19 virus or not. I don't know. So I'm not a doctor and I don't work for WWE, so I'm not going to speculate. But I hope not. And then Edge and his amazing entrance with the Brood and the music and the fire pit and the whole thing. So friggin' cool. Gets the win over Seth Rollins. And I found myself, as I am now, tearing up over getting to see Edge win a big match in a big stadium environment. Last time I saw Edge in a stadium, he lost the world title to The Undertaker back in 2008. And that was very gratifying to see him become a winner in the stadium setup. So big congratulations to Adam Copeland, Edge, and everybody involved with that match. Great match. I was kind of mean in person laughing about this. So I will kind of try to scale it back a little bit. Bobby Lashley retained the WWE Championship over Goldberg with the referee stoppage. He basically just beat Goldberg's leg into oblivion, and I can't pretend I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to, because I think it'd be insulting your guys' intelligence. But the thing with Gage was a little much, I thought, and MVP knew what happened. Like, as soon as he realized what Lashley had done to Gage, it was like, oh, we need to go. Which, unfortunately, that means we're stuck with Goldberg for at least the program when he comes back from the knee injury, the quote unquote, that he sustained, which pisses me off to know. I thought we were done, but we're not. James says, do you think Edge will get a title run again? I'd like to think that'll happen, but I'm realistic and I'll say no, probably not. But I hope I'm wrong for sure. Walter says, we're adults. We have to understand Nikki's gimmick is not for us. It's aimed at children. I respect her for making it work. I have a soft spot for Edge too, since I met him in a dinner. Such a nice dude. Yeah, I haven't met Edge yet, but I have met Mrs. Edge a couple times. I love Beth Phoenix. She's a great lady. So I forget where this match falls, so forgive me, but sometime between the Edge match and the world title matches, we had that redonkulous skit with Miz and Morrison and Woods that I'm not really going to give much coverage to. Aaron was right. If they cut out the filler crap that we didn't need last night, and maybe one more match chopped off, maybe two, we'd have been done 2.5. Easy. So, and we could have had a lot better time and better amount of time left to do things later on. They just screwed everything up. And I got the shuttle canceled for us, so then I had to walk all the way across this big ass bridge across the freeway to go back to the car. So yeah, they could have easily whittled that down significantly. Brendan says just one more Oldberg match and then we're done with him. Yeah, they say that now, but what if he resigns? Which wouldn't surprise me at all. So then we came to the main event. Of course, it was Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, accompanied by Paul Heyman and the Usos, the Bloodline. But Roman told Jimmy and Jay to go to the back, and to the back they went. They stayed back there for the entire match, which I thought was a key thing there. And I was surprised. It was a really good match. It went, 23 minutes, which, for John being, in that 45 area, good for him, man. It was really cool. It was nice to see him. If rumor and innuendo is to be believed, it was nice to see him one last time go toe-to-toe with the guy in the company now. And I think he really finally did officially pass that torch. Roman basically took it from him. Let's not lie. And it was a cool moment. And then damn Lesnar's music hit, and out he came and stared down, and people are just blowing him up with cheers, and they're high-fiving him at the ringside, and show goes off the air. Like, okay, well, that's what we have. And then he went back into the ring. If you were not there, you didn't see this. So Lesnar gave John a pair of suplexes, and then an F5. And then this time when he walked up the aisle, he didn't high-five everybody. He was just same old cocky asshole Lesnar. So there you go. I said this over on the stream, NXT, I gave an A-, from what I remember seeing. I'll give the presentation of SummerSlam overall a solid B+. Again, it could have been shorter, could have been a couple things cut out of there. What I'm going to do now, though, is take a quick commercial break. I do want to get to your guys' questions that I didn't get to earlier, the ones that have popped up since then. But I do want to make sure I get at least a couple of the ads run today, because I need to do that. So we will be right back after this brief message from some of our friends. Welcome back. All right, so let me get to the questions that I missed because I said I would do that, and I'm a man of my word, darn it. People asked me about the concessions. Where was that? I sells it. I know it. Oh, here we go. Daniel asked me, did I have any problems with concessions? Luckily, I didn't get food at SummerSlam yesterday. I didn't really feel hungry, even though I turned out later I was freaking ravenous because I didn't eat since breakfast. So when I had Baja Fresh when I with Bales, it hit the spot, and I had a Subway later when I was going to bed, afterwards. After the night was over, thank goodness. So yeah, I didn't have problems myself. I was lucky in that I wanted to get the I was there SummerSlam shirts, and I pre-ordered it through the express pickup thing well before all that shit started happening, which was nice. So I did feel that you could tell there was a buzz in the stadium about all of that. We lost the credit card function. We also, I found out, oh, geez, that is not good. The big screens that were like opposite, because I was for football purposes, I was sitting on the 50-yard line. I ended up getting the seat upgrade, which is really cool. We got seat upgrades from where we were supposed to sit, so that was nice. But there was like giant screens, and one of them over here this way kept like getting darker, like going in and out of brightness. So they had a lot of tech issues at the stadium last night. I'm very surprised that it didn't go worse as far as putting the pay-per-view out there. I know I heard a lot of people on Peacock kind of glitching, which is not good for one of your big shows of the year. And it just wasn't, it was a mess. Tech was a complete mess. And I hope that when you guys experience SummerSlam on demand on Peacock, that it'll come off better. Let's see. Hoping on Monday night we will get a cash in. That would be kind of cool, but I wouldn't count on it because Lashley's the man, and on the other side, Roman's the man. So I wouldn't count on a cash in taking out Lashley, at least not on Raw. Maybe a pay-per-view, but not Raw. Walter says that Woods and Miz and Morrison segment shouldn't have happened or made it to a kickoff, let alone the main show. Right, exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. When Goldberg beats Lashley, but that leads to Biggie cashing in. I mean, as far as your cash-in theory, I wouldn't mind that. It's just I don't want Bill to be WWE champion for any reason. I don't want that. He also says he popped when he heard Lesnar return. Now, about 49,000 and change did. I'm the only one that didn't. Hello, Wrestling Man 98. Good to see you again, sir. Good to see. Daniel again says, I was like the Beast Incarnate has returned. I said Paul looks like he was scared. He did. Heyman looked worried. You missed me covering earlier. Great match. Edge and Rollins tore it up. I mean, they went over 21 minutes themselves. So great matches. The upper tier of the card delivered, hands down. The undercard, not so much, but I still give it a solid B+. Again, it's very difficult to unbiased or objectively rate a pay-per-view or a show when you're there live. So once I give the show a full once over and a full watch, I'll have a better idea, and that'll be tomorrow coming up on Talk Wrestling, which, as you saw at the top of the show, will be live at 6:30 Eastern tomorrow with a look back at the history of professional wrestling here in Las Vegas, as I say here when I'm in my office at home. But what you see behind me is Vegas, so we're going to go with that. A lot of great things coming up for me. You saw the one-on-one graphic and the trailer for You Can't Kill the Boogeyman. The filmmakers behind that show will be with me middle part of September. As it stands right now, I have the next interview is August 26th. That'll be with some old friends of mine that are in the management team of a Stranger Things type event coming up in October. So stay tuned for that on Thursday. And I think Tuesday I'm going to have Mikey on to preview. Maybe not. I don't know. I honestly forget what I'm doing Tuesday. It's been very jumbled around here. But tomorrow is the key. Monday, Talk Wrestling is back with another in our series, last in our series, at least for now, of history of wrestling in that town. Of course, I'm talking about Viva Las Vegas, baby. So thank you all very, very much for watching. Again, check out all of our friends over at NoDQ.com and everybody associated with that channel for all your latest news and information. Check out the Renegade, who, by the way, happy birthday, JJ, officially today. He's has a birthday today. Go to his YouTube and to Greg Cherry's links and to my links and our buddy Alexander the Red and our buddy Laura Sens fan. As you saw in the trailer just a moment ago, we had Paradise Kitty coming up on September 16th. They'll be at the Viper Room on September 17th. And then, of course, along with my dad and I and a bunch of other crazy folks on the Jericho Cruise coming up October 21st through the 25th. Very, very excited with everything that's coming up right now. So I can't emphasize enough. Stay tuned. Things change around here daily. It's crazy how often things just shift out of nowhere, but it's awesome. I love every bit of it. So thank you all for watching today. We will see you guys tomorrow on Talk Wrestling and the rest of the week right here on the Jeff Meacham Network.